Okay, we're looking at rhododendrons. This is not all of the rhododendrons on our list. Of course, not all the rhododendrons that are out there, but it's an ericaceae. It includes rhododendrons and azaleas, and some of the terminology you might see are lepidote and alepidote. And lepidote rhododendrons have scales on the underside of the leaf to protect the plant stomata. This is usually on really small-leafed rhododendrons. And then alepidote don't have these scales, and that's probably more often than not. And then some of the flowers have clusters called trusses. So Rhododendron augustinii we have outside of our classroom near the Hort buildings, 5 to 10 feet tall, upright and narrow. It's sun tolerant, and the flowers are white to deep purple. And in the trusses there will be 2 to 6 flowers. Very showy. So there's a fine apex point. It's dark green above, scaly below. You can see the hairs on the midrib, and then there's that scaly portion on the underside. The petiole is pubescent, which means hairy. And here's what it looks like. It's really quite dramatic. It's a later spring rhodie. It's not one of the early ones. Rhododendron bowbells. These are small, 3 feet tall. The leaves have red to purple petioles, and they're heart-shaped leaves. The flowers are going to be deep pink in bud and then lighter when open, and you're going to have 6 flowers per truss. And this leaf is really what tells you that it's bowbells. So here's the flowers in bud and full bloom. Rhododendron burevii, 2 to 5 feet tall, can be up to 8 feet tall. The small branches and the undersides of the leaves have this rusty coating, and the flowers are whiter rose and funnel shaped. So here's the underside of the leaves, and actually you can see the petioles are also covered with it. On the right we have the leaf on the top portion, still covered with this rust. And then as it matures, it tends to get less rusty, but here's what the flowers look like. Rhododendron sylponets, 3 feet tall. The leaves are elliptical. They're broadly acute and have a broadly acute apex, which the apex is the tip, with a rounded base, and then a fine covering of light hair. This is a really close-up picture, so it may not be as prominent as you're seeing here. The habit of the plant is rounded, and you want to avoid dense shade and full sun because it's prone to mites when it's not given the right conditions. So the trusses are 2 to 3 flowers, and then we've got 3 inches across of each flower, which are funnel shaped and pink, pale pink shaded darker pink. This is actually my favorite rhododendron, Rhododendron dagronianum subspecies acushmanum, 1 to 4 feet tall, and indumentum on the underside of the leaves up to 4 inches long. The leaves are 4 inches long. So you can see this woolly indumentum. It's really soft to the touch, and it's on the newest growth on both sides, and as it matures it'll be on the underside of the leaf. And then it's got these really beautiful flowers. They're rose in bud, and then they change to light pink and then white when open, and you have up to 10 in a truss. Here's Rhododendron impeditum, 1 foot tall in 10 years. This is a rockery plant. It's lepidote, so it goes in full sun, and lepidote, those scales will keep the moisture in the leaves. It blooms early to mid-season, and the trusses have 4 flowers. Okay, you can see how small the leaves are here. And then here's a close-up of the leaves and the flowers on the right. So kind of a range of colors in the purple area, but you can see very tiny leaves. Okay, Rhododendron Crimson is the only azalea on our list. It's low growing. You have flat tiered branches and single flowers. The leaves are glossy green and bronze in the winter, and they have this incredible hot pink flower. And here's what it looks like from a distance. I'm sure you've seen them in the spring, but you can see it sort of has this tiered look about it. That's a natural shape to it.